Is Patrick Cece. Look, for those of you on YouTube, I did want to post the cartoon video. My power went out midstream in the middle of that video, and I never finished it. Like, to this day, I don't even know what happened after what I saw. But we're about to watch How Disney Controlled Raven Symone, because I love this series talking about Disney stars and child actors and all that stuff. Hopefully we get one on Jeanette McCurdy soon. But then again, that's a very serious one. Like, very, very serious. So I don't know. But, hey, man, if you do it, I'm going to watch it for sure. Like, I feel like there's a few other people we need. Like, we got Raven Symone. Maybe one. Well, I feel like we don't even really need one on Hilary Duff. Only because she's talked about in pretty much all the other ones. So, like, we know everything now. But, like, maybe Miranda Cosgrove. Who else, bro? Maybe Cameron Boyce. That would be interesting. Because I feel like he was in a lot of stuff before Jesse, too. And then a few things after Jesse. You know? But, like, this is my era stuff. I don't know.
She was on the Forbes list before her first kiss. Raven Symone redefined the Disney Channel. At one point, she was the Disney Channel.
Yep.
They invested so much into her because of her incredible talent and her loyalty. But like all Disney stars, she was trained what to say in interviews, how to dress, told what she could and couldn't eat. They even told her at one point her skin was getting too dark and she needed to change. Working in the industry since a child finally reached a tipping point until she needed to break the restraints of Disney and take her life into her own hands. Stay hydrated. 2 years old was when Raven started working. Her parents would push her around in a stroller, and people would think that Raven was a doll, not a human, insinuating that she was near perfect looking. Atlanta's Young Faces Incorporated was the agency her parents contacted. She was immediately getting advertising jobs for big brands.
Friendlies.
Daddy and Mommy, everybody.
With opportunities booming in New York City, her family uprooted there and signed with the Ford modeling company, The Cosby Show. 1989. 4-year-old Raven noticed her mother infatuated with Rudy. She said, "Mom, I can do what Rudy does."
I can't lie to you, bro. That man, Bill Cosby, is like, hate him or love him, man. Bro's funny. Bro, it's funny. I'm not saying, don't cancel me, because I don't condone anything he did or whatever. But, bro, I can't lie. What did he say? What was it? No, not reaction to sentence. I need the reaction to fine, was it? I don't even know what he said, man. There's way too much about him. I can't even find it. But basically, somebody sued him for some things he did, and they won 500 racks. And he basically said, "That's it? Okay." Like, it you know, bro doesn't care. But he's, like, mad old. What are you gonna do? But, again, though, I don't condone anything he did or any of the accusations or whatever. Whatever, man, you know, nothing to do with me. Bro's wild, but kind of funny. And the Cosby Show is really funny.
She started acting and mimicking Rudy on the TV. Ford got her an audition for a role in the movie Ghost Dad, starring Bill Cosby, but she was too young for the part. Highly impressed by her skill at such a young age, Bill wanted her on his own show. The character Olivia Kendall was created. The Cosby Show's depiction of a successful black family was groundbreaking for an American TV show in the 80s. The Huxtables were loving, positive people who respected their kids and respected others. Bill Cosby hoped to advance race relations in America and reverse black stereotypes. Whether or not he was successful is up for debate, and his recent sexual assault crimes could have permanently tarnished his reputation.
But
there's no debate that millions of people
in some people's eyes they have, and that's okay for them. But I ain't gonna lie, there's nothing like seeing a bunch of grown men give birth to things they love, like a sandwich. There really isn't.
Races love the Cosby Show. Raven and Bill's chemistry was unmatched. She stole everyone's heart when she was introduced.
No, you don't. Everybody knows that the stork brings the baby.
Raven acted in the last 3 seasons of the show, where every episode debuted to roughly 29 million people. The Cosby Show earned $2.5 billion over its lifetime. Even if she had a bad contract, chances are she still made huge money from that show. However,
at that age,
she doesn't remember a thing.
I don't remember a scene. I don't remember anything while it's a rehearsal or a camera.
Raven has maybe 3 distinctive memories of her time
that's
on
real
that
though,
show.
because to be honest, I don't remember anything crazy from when I was like 4. I don't. I know I had my Wii, so I was playing a lot of Mario Kart. But like, that's really it though.
And one of them is how
I
the
get it.
food smelled on set. Later on in life, she learned of her dissociative disorder. She essentially blacks out when she's acting and autopilots her way through her performances, acting instinctively on how she was trained. I was not taken advantage of by Mr. Cosby when I was on The Cosby Show. I was practically a baby on that show, and this is truly a disgusting rumor that I want no part of. Everyone on that show treated me with nothing but kindness. Now keep me out of this. In 2014, sexual misconduct allegations were running rampant on Bill Cosby. Naturally, people turned to those who were closest to him for answers. The media would ask Raven a lot about this, no matter how much she dodged the questions. They were fishing for a juicy story.
How do you feel right now about Bill Cosby and his current situation?
Justice to a man who put me in the game. I'm torn.
So you kind of
I'm trying to do this show right now,
Yeah,
and
that's your
that's going to work it out. I want everybody who deserves justice to get justice.
She recognizes how much of an impact he had on her career and wishes the best for the victims, but she, despite not remembering much of that time in her life, has nothing but positive experiences to share. Her parents said she needed something to fall back on, despite only being 7 years old, in case acting didn't work out. So they got her a record deal with UMG and released a full studio album in 1993. Here's to New Dreams.
Not a fit, crazy, bruh. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, the hat ain't it. Someone got it, but like the giant hoodie with the jeans though, and like this is a crazy hard fit from the neck down. The hat gotta go. It just gotta go. But this is kind of crazy.
A 10-track album that sold 75,000 units. The lead single was
75. She outsold YB and Namir at 7 years old. Now that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
That's What Little Girls Are Made Of, which accompanied a music video. The track actually peaked at number 68 on the Billboard Hot 100. She performed and worked on this album at night after full days of shooting The Cosby Show, likely putting in 12 to 18-hour work days before even having a conscious brain. After The Cosby Show ended, Raven immediately landed another role as Nicole Lee in ABC's Hangin' with Mr. Cooper, another sitcom that ran from 1992 to 1997, airing immediately after Full House. Raven had back-to-back consistent and successful sitcom jobs that were seen by millions. On top of these 3 major projects, she did one-off episodes, TV movies, and feature films like The Little Rascals and Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock. Raven was already a legend by middle school. That's where things started to change. Raven had a double life. She actually went to public school at Webb Bridge Middle School and then North Springs High School in the north side of Atlanta. So after she was on TV for most of her life, she got thrown into public school with a bunch of normal kids. Going to public school could have been a huge reason why she didn't spiral out of control. Experiencing what the average childhood is like and being able to blend in with and understand people your age gives you a sense of stability. Whereas most child stars grow up in the Hollywood bubble and are so out of touch with the rest of society, leading them to say and do wild things. Raven's public school experience was not perfect. Kids were seeing her on TV and then using that image against her. Oh, you have to act like this. You have to dress like this. You must be this character that I see on TV. Who are you? Raven didn't know who she really was, causing her to struggle with her identity at a young age, which after saying that out loud sounds pretty normal. Like, weren't we all struggling with discovering who we really are versus what other kids thought of us?
Did what I was told, but then behind the scenes ate. Because looking back, that was the only thing that I could really control. That was the only thing that I had for myself. My clothes were picked. The words I was saying out of my mouth were someone else's or practiced multiple times.
Raven resorted to food to escape. It was the only choice she had. They took all of her choices away. When she started gaining weight, managers, producers, and even family told her that she needs to maintain her weight. She needs to upkeep an image for TV. But almost all of us at some point need to focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Luckily today, we have Easy Tone, which makes it possible to get an intense workout done at home or anywhere you go
Love to see
in as
it.
little as 15
And you
minutes
get
a
the
day. I don't
gains,
like
though.
going to the gym, nor do I want to pay a membership fee. From my living room, I
That's
can
real.
use the Easy Resistance bands with up to 200 pounds of resistance to do my workouts. The Easy Bar is high quality and simple to attach the bands to. Unfortunately, I don't look like this. Luckily, I can use as little as 20 to 30 pounds of resistance, but y'all can go up to 200 pounds. I work from home, so I do a lot of sitting down. Leaving my house can interrupt my workflow. Now, whenever I need a quick break, I can just attach my door anchor, easy grip handles, and get a gym quality workout in just 15 minutes.
Like, I
It all
might
comes in
actually
this
cop
small
this, bro.
portable box and ready to travel wherever you go. Get your Easy Bar today and get a full body workout literally wherever you want. Just click the link in the description and use Patrick20 at checkout for 20% off your
Actually,
order.
W
Her career
ad.
slowed down just a little bit at the end of the 90s. She had an animated show role and starred in Dr. Dolittle 2. Then she would land the most defining role of her career. That's So
Yes,
Raven.
sir.
Originally called The Future Is On Me, with lead character Dawn Baxter. Raven originally
I did not
auditioned
know that, but now that I think about it, that would be a sick Kanye album title.
for the role of the best friend Chelsea. She was so good and embodied the role so well that they changed the lead character's name to Raven and obviously changed the title of the show. Michael Poirier is the creator of the show. He also created Hannah Montana. He also changed the lead character's name to Miley since Miley Cyrus fit the role so well. Basically, he's really into giving these children identity problems. Raven Baxter is a psychic high school student that allows her to see visions of the future. Often the plot revolves around Raven trying to prevent this vision from happening because she didn't like the outcome. Usually she miscalculates the events, which gets her, her friends, or family into even more trouble. Raven's two best friends, Chelsea and Eddie, are the only ones that know about her abilities and act as her confidants throughout the show. Raven was able to shine brighter than ever before. Her comedic timing was great. Her
Yeah, it's such a
physical
good show.
comedy and insane character disguises were brilliant. She could be considered the best all-around star that Disney ever had. This was the Disney Channel's first multi-camera sitcom, and it was reported to be the highest rating original program in the network's history. The first episode debuted to 3.6 million viewers and averaged over 3 million viewers per episode for the next 4 years. The show and cast were nominated for various awards over 50 times. They wrote junior novels that were printed into books based around this show. They made several handheld video games based on the show.
I didn't know
Game
that
Boy and
either.
DS games that hit stores and actually had decent reviews from
wow.
fans. It was nominated for 2 Emmys. This show was a redefining moment for Disney. At the same time of doing
That's
her
facts.
own wildly successful show, she also became a member of the Cheetah Girls. Raven, Adrienne Bailon, Keely Williams, and Sabrina Bryan were a fictional pop group that turned into a real group. It's a pretty weird story. It actually started as a fictional book series written by Deborah Gregory in 1999 about 3 girls who wanted to pursue a music career and take over the world. The Cheetah Girls series consisted of 12 books before the movie came out. Book series becoming movies is nothing new. However,
Yeah.
the Disney Channel was taking a risk on making a movie about a story they didn't create. The risk paid off. In 2003, the Cheetah Girls movie premiered to 6.5 million viewers,
Such a goated
sold
movie series.
800,000 DVD copies, and the soundtrack went
And like,
2
I ain't gonna cap, bro. Y'all know I don't like musicals. I don't like none of that stuff. But honestly, I did grow up watching Disney Channel, and if you've ever watched a Disney movie, there's gonna be a song and choreographed dance moment at least once at some point. In the early 2000s era, it was like every 6 minutes. But you know, either way, the Cheetah Girls was fire.
times platinum. The girl signed to Hollywood Records, which is Disney's record label. Raven was also working on her own solo music career. That's So Raven's soundtrack sold 500,000 copies. Her album This Is My Time sold 235,000 copies and peaked at number 51 on the Billboard Hot 200. The group was kind of doomed from the beginning. The 4 girls have fictional names: Galleria, Chanel, Dorinda, and Aqua. Raven would be in the movies and sing the songs, but would not tour with the group for some reason. She did some live performances, but was inconsistent due to her being incredibly busy with That's So Raven and her own music career. I just can't imagine how strong a group and brand could be when one of their members, especially the most famous one, is
Yeah.
barely in their performances. The Cheetah Girls brand continued to thrive throughout the years. The second soundtrack went platinum and debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 200. The second movie generated over $19 million. But by the third movie, Raven was out of the group, which caused
Yeah.
internal struggles, and they slowly faded away. Raven wanted to retire at 18. She was exhausted from literally carrying the entire Disney Channel on her back, having 2 major roles, and I didn't even mention that she was voicing Monique on Kim Possible for 5 years, which was one of the network's biggest animated series at the time. She was constantly trying to keep up with what other people wanted of her, speaking other people's words, wearing clothes that other people picked out. She even used to tan in a tanning bed 3 to 4 times per week because she thought she would be prettier if she was darker skinned. She didn't stop until a lighting technician asked her.
The lighting guys came up. I love him to death. I love him. Oh my goodness. He goes, Raven, I need you to stop tanning. You're getting too dark. And we have to relight the whole entire show.
So now she couldn't even decide her own skin tone because it would inconveniently change the lighting of the set. Her weight fluctuated a lot. Interviewers, blogs, media outlets were constantly talking about her body. She fell into a depression trying to live up to these beauty standards. Despite her struggles, she became a representation and role model for black women who were a little bigger without realizing it. So it was a double-edged sword. When she was 23, That's So Raven was over. Kim Possible was over. She left the Cheetah Girls. Her final solo album was released. She slowed down a lot.
Unless you're asking me to check something out, because I probably won't. But
finally got some sense of normalcy back into her life, but wanted to pursue more adult roles to escape Disney. She landed a role on the ABC sitcom State of Georgia in 2011. She lost 70 pounds for this role, which got everyone's attention. The show executives wanted her
ABC Family, then yeah, probably
to be thicker, so they padded her outfits and essentially made her wear fat suits to match the body type.
Yeah, nah, I probably won't, bro. I have everything else like packed in today. I might check it out, but no promises, and definitely not today.
Type they envisioned for her. So she finally lost all this weight, and then they wanted her to be bigger. The first episode premiered to 1.3 million viewers, as it was her first lead in 4 years. The last episode premiered to 600,000, which was a 56% decline in viewership. The show got canceled after 1 season, and this would be her last Hollywood role for a long time. But in true Raven fashion, she predicted her future in 2011.
What do you think you want to do?
I want to produce, I want to create, I want to give other people a chance to be on, I want to paint, I want to move out of the country.
She took some time off from the spotlight, got an art degree, and successfully made it out of Disney without an addiction, a criminal record, or a wild phase. When Supreme Court overturned the Defense of Marriage Act in 2013, various US states legalized gay marriage. I can finally get married.
Pretty tough that they're about to overturn that, or at least they're trying to. You hate to see it, bro.
Yay, government. So proud of you. This was the first step of Raven introducing to the world who she really was, but it wasn't immediately accepted by everyone.
I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Even Oprah gave her a second chance to explain because she knew everyone was going to explode over that comment. Raven got eviscerated online for saying she does not identify as African American. If you say someone is African American, you are insinuating that they are black. Raven says there's a difference.
I never said I wasn't black. I said I wasn't African American. And to me, that's a difference.
But then she proceeds to say that she is from every continent in Africa.
I remember when that happened, bro, because that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. I was like, huh?
Meant country.
I am from every continent in Africa except for one.
So if your family has genetic ties to Africa but has been living in America since its inception, that quite literally makes her African American.
Yep.
But there seems to be 3 different responses to her comment. I don't label myself. I'm an American. This one being the less deep argument and almost belittling her. Being American is a label. Basically everyone and everything has a label to a degree.
Yeah.
I get what she's saying. White people do not say I am a German American or Irish American or European American, etc. So why do black people have to be in a different category? The problem with no labels is that if you don't have a label, how do you form a community? Whose rights are you fighting for? Labels are necessary to form a community, create solidarity, and fight for the rights of that group. Something to also be considered is that Raven has never been able to speak her true feelings and her true opinions. She was trained by Disney and her publicists to answer questions in a very specific way. Once you drop those restrictions, you realize how hard it is to properly convey your thoughts and emotions. The backlash didn't send her into hiding. It made her want to talk more.
Raven Symone is now permanently.
Raven got a permanent spot on The View, which is daytime television where a panel of women discuss news, pop culture, hot topics, controversial topics, etc. She wanted to be known for her thoughts, her feelings, her opinions, not someone else's that wrote them and she recited them. But she found out over and over again that people did not like her thoughts.
And I am very discriminatory against words like the ones that they were saying in those names. I'm not about to hire you if your name is Watermelon Andrea. It's just not gonna happen.
She did apologize. My comments about discrimination have spun out of control. I've been denied many jobs because of my skin color, body size, and age. Each time I was rejected, my self-esteem was negatively affected.
But
so
never mind.
empathize with those who feel
Never mind,
victimized
bro.
by what I said. As an equal opportunity employer, I have never discriminated against a name, even though I said I would. It's not true. My comment was in poor taste.
Yeah.
Not Michelle Obama. Michelle, don't fire me from this right now, but some people look like animals. Is that rude? The girl was told multiple times to get off of her phone. To get off the phone. There's no right or reason for him to be doing this type of harm. That's ridiculous. But at the same time, you got to follow the rules in school. First of all, why are there cell phones in school? I'm doing an interview with someone, and the producer of this show, can I touch you, Joy, or should I do it to someone?
Please don't.
Okay, I'm not gonna hurt you. She goes like this: move, get Kendall, get out of the way.
What's the one beauty product that you can't live without? You're busy, you're on The View, you're always working.
Elizabeth Arden, 8-hour queen. Oh, that's okay. Someone's more important, so I'm gonna let you go.
Sorry. Yikes, dude.
It seemed like Raven would miss the mark a lot when trying to give her opinions. She doesn't seem to have ill intent, but in a live setting, while also having time restrictions, it's hard to get your point across effectively. Other people do look at this as a positive. They see Raven as someone who's willing to say whatever she feels, despite the backlash. One thing we definitely can tell is that she doesn't have a filter. There's no dancing around what she wants to say, which is rare. Her time spent on the talk show was short-lived because she got a huge opportunity to executive produce and act in a That's So Raven spinoff called Raven's Home. The show is about Raven Baxter as an adult with 2 kids. Her and her best friend Chelsea are both single divorced mothers living together. She learns that one of her children, Booker, has psychic visions just like her. The show premiered on the Disney Channel in 2017 to 3.5 million viewers. It has been highly regarded since the humor aged with the audience. Sure, it's still a kid's show, but there's plenty of adult humor that the original audience can enjoy. It is now in its 5th season, making it almost as long as the original series.
Wow,
she also had a 5-year-long role in the popular series
Miles Brown, bruh. The GOAT. As muted.
Rhonda Johnson, also voice acting on Big City Greens. On top of that, she is now married to her wife, Miranda Madej. They have a pretty low-key YouTube channel where they talk about their relationship, their lifestyle, and really all the same things a typical YouTube vlog would consist of. She also has released 3 albums independently that have some really good songs on there. Raven is 36 and is a 30-year veteran in Hollywood.
36!
While her words may have changed people's opinions of her and may have gotten her into trouble, those controversies are extremely mild compared to her counterparts.
Yeah.
Her career and accolades speak volumes about her immense talent and drive to accomplish what she sets her mind to. She redefined Disney and paved the way for many stars after her. She is also the first of her generation with a successful reboot. We will see how many follow her lead. She stopped caring about what other people think.
Imagine we got like a Even Stevens reboot or what's the name of it, bruh? Oh my god, why can I not think of the name of the show? You've got to be kidding me. Lizzie McGuire. Imagine we got like a Lizzie McGuire remake or Wizards of Waverly Place remake. Like, there's so many amazing shows that could have really good reboots if they're done right. I heard the iCarly one is pretty good, but I don't know. We'll see.
She stopped working for other people. She stopped speaking other people's words and ideas and focused on herself. Her legacy and impact is stamped forever. And I'm sure that bank account is looking pretty nice too. She seems to be happier and healthier than ever. If you're wondering why I never mentioned her alleged relationship with co-star Orlando Brown, that's because I made this whole video about it. So go watch that.
W plug, bro. And that's a good video too, man. You love to see it, bro. You really do. I feel like she's one of the few people that did the whole working as a child actor from an early age and then made it out relatively unscathed, you know, pretty much. But, you know, that's good. Again, like he said, way better than a lot of her counterparts and co-stars and all that stuff, bro. So it'd be like that, but you know, it honestly it sucks. Like in general, I feel like when it comes to child actors, bro, it's just a lot of weirdness.